cast your mind back a couple of weeks or so ago now. In fact, it was 2 weeks today, to be honest. There was a lorry that was carrying nearly 7,000 chickens, crashed on the 62. Around 1,500 of these birds died in the crash. But what happened to the rest? Well, the group Justice for Hens has been finding them and rehoming them as well. Louise Fields joins me now. Hi, Louise.
Hiya.
You've got a heart of gold then, haven't you?
Oh, well, thank you very much.
How have you been finding them, these chickens?
Well, basically, on the actual day, we woke up at 4 a.m. with the sounds of them screaming from the motorway.
Yeah.
And our field, at the end of that's where the motorway is. So as we came down, the crash was right there. So we managed to save 3,000 of them. But what Justice for Hens is really about is the ones that we weren't actually allowed to save. Were reloaded back onto another truck and actually left on that truck until midday in the heat without any food or water.
Mm. And how many have you found? I know you mentioned the couple of thousand before, but how many have you found when you've been out looking for them?
We've found a couple every day, which is obviously amazing. But I mean, the real thing that Justice for Hens is about is the laws that were broken on that day. That's what we're trying to raise awareness about, is the awful conditions that those chickens were in from factory farms as it was, and the how they were trapped when I think it was a local poultry farm was brought in to put them onto this truck. They were basically picking them up by their tens, upside down, regardless of any internal injuries, external injuries, broken legs, wings, and whacking them into crates. I mean, we saw all kinds of awfulness as we were trying to rescue the ones we had. It was
so before. Let me just get this straight in my mind. Before this crash happened, these were being transported according to the rules and regulations, because there are quite strict rules and regulations on how these animals are dealt with. That's not the issue you've got. It's after the crash that's the issue.
Well, actually, when we spoke to the RSPCA, there was one gentleman on the scene, the RSPCA, and he said that there was overcrowding of the crates and the actual crates weren't secured properly. So when the driver did swerve and go into the barrier, the truck was fine and the crates just catapulted everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I mean, we took lots of footage, lots of photos, and that's on our Facebook site, Justice for Hens, which you can see all this. You can see the absolute carnage, and obviously that has caused undue suffering, and that is one of the transport rules.
Yeah, I mean, the company, the organisation are not here to give their side of the story on that, of course.
Yeah.
But if you weren't rescuing these chickens, would they have survived in the wilds? Because they know nothing from egg to battery farm to ending up on people's plates. So would they have survived in the wild?
Do you mean the ones that we're finding every day?
Yeah, these ones. Well, they've obviously survived a couple of weeks, haven't they?
Well, that's it. I mean, I wouldn't know. We're being, continuously in awe every time we find one, and it's absolutely amazing that they can live such confined, awful lives, and yet still have that natural instinct, which makes them who they are. So,
who do they belong to then? These chickens? Have you rehoused, recouped them, so to speak?
For the 3,000 on the day, we had a massive response through Lucky Hens Rescue in Wigan. We rehomed. We could have rehomed those chickens a couple of times over. Now, what was interesting that we thought is who actually is responsible for making the decision that we could rescue, the 3,000, but the others were taken on a truck, elsewhere to suffer more cruelty, even before they, were probably taken on to slaughter again. So the question of who they belong to, we don't have the answer to that either.
All right, and you'll continue to search then until you find them all, or are you going to wind the operation down?
Oh, no, of course. We will continue to search every day, yeah.
Have you kept any yourself?
We have, yeah. We have 25 at the minute. We just can't bear to part with them.
Well, have you given them any names?
I've actually put that up on the site so people can help decide, but we have some favourites like Faith and Hope and Miracle, which are all great names, of course. All right. So there's a bit of a trend there.
Well, listen, it's good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. And Justice for Hens is your Facebook page, is it?
It is, yeah. We have a petition on there that's going for Parliament. If we get enough signatures on there, then it will actually raise the issue with them. So obviously we're really hoping for that. And then we have the footage and the pictures on there that show what really happened, which we're trying to get the awareness of that as well.
All right, Louise. Well, listen, thanks for talking to us. That happened 2 weeks ago. Just very quickly before we find out what's on Sean, before Jenny tells us about the travel news there, we spoke to the Highways Agency. They said the Highways Agency traffic officers dealt with this very complicated and protracted incident in a thorough, caring and considerate manner, quickly getting an RSPCA inspector to the scene to advise on the animal welfare issues. We said at the time that some of the chickens may have escaped, but we have long-standing procedures to deal with animals straying onto the network, including setting electronic signs to warn drivers and sending traffic officers to manage incidents at the scene. While our priority is to keep the motorways flowing and free of accidents, our traffic officers always deal with these incidents with compassion and with concern for the welfare of the animals involved. So that's just to pick up on what Louise was saying about what she saw on that day as well. It's BBC Radio